Shalom. So I want to deal with relationships and loyalty and kind of like trust, I guess. You can build a relationship with a person based off the aesthetics. A lot of times people deal with people that look like them. So I'm melanin, so, of course, it's likelihood I would build a relationship with more people that's melanin. But I built relationship with people outside of my color range or my hue. A lot of times though, I kind of always have to question those relationships. Not always, I guess, valuing that they are gonna last. Because a lot of the relationships I've had with people that don't look like me, I find out that the relationship is both basically contingent on me appeasing their egos and appeasing them. When I step outside of their comfort zone or whatever, like if I do anything that they view as supporting my melanin, a lot of times there's going to be a problem. They want to even label it racist and stuff like that. And it's like, wow, that's crazy. I don't particularly take issue with people defending their group. I get it. So when palm skin people stick together on certain matters and stuff like that, I get it. I guess I kind of feel like, most people should stick with their group on certain dynamics and stuff like that. When it comes to injustice or whatever, I feel like my skin color is a lot of times treated wrong just for the skin color. And I noticed that kind of offends a few of my palm skin friends. Oh, there y'all go, race baiting and all this stuff like that. And I'm like, when you see the imbalance, you're supposed to call it out. A man or a woman of Yah is supposed to not like unbalanced scales. And calling it out is just that. I wouldn't even like if things favored me all the time, just because of my skin color. I'll try to be fair, period. Try to be fair in business, fair in life, fair in everything that I do. But it doesn't always pan out. I've lost plenty of relationships and stuff being fair. I was fair at the job when I hired, one of my coworkers when I was managing the place. The coworker was a close friend. So I had an expectation, though, that he would work just as much as anybody else. But he thought that since he was my friend from childhood, that he should be able to get a free pass. And a lot of times I did more work than him. And honestly, my friend group outside of work, they basically punished me when I terminated this person. They started acting real funny towards me because I did what was basically the right thing to do. But I terminated a friend that needed work. But yet, when he came to work, he wasn't always about the job. He wanted me to do more work than him. And I was viewed as the one wrong because my friend needed work. He didn't need work enough to put forth the effort to do the job, to basically respect the authority that's before him, but he viewed himself as an authority over me. In the streets, he was an authority over me, but when it came to that workplace, I was the manager. He was the employee. I had a long-time customer in my business, palm skin lady. Her lifestyle basically, I guess she had came into faith from being a stripper. I happened to post a video that, spoke on how sometimes people manipulate sexuality. And that offended that person so much that they blocked me. And I was like, wow, done so many favors towards them, and it's like, man, I didn't think that the relationship had, I guess, I didn't feel like I was supposed to meet conditions or whatever to be a friend of this person. I thought we were just friends. And I didn't really do nothing personally towards them, but show them nothing but love and you know, charity, benevolence. And I'm like, wow, they threw me away so quick and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, you know, they talk this, good stuff about, that we were going to be friends forever and stuff like that. But they threw me away with one offense. Didn't really, even seek to restore the relationship or whatever. And I was like, wow, and honestly, I don't know, I've run into that a lot with this Hebrew thing. And it ain't got to be with the skin color either. One offense is enough to cut off a relationship. I've found in this Hebrew thing. People get upset with me on one thing and they're done. And I'm like, man, I don't like walking on eggshells. I'm like, so if I got to walk on eggshells, any relationships like that, I'd be like, hey, you can just leave it. You can go. I'm not forcing you to go. I'm not going to turn on you, but I'm not finna kiss your butt to keep the friendship. It's like, wow, what kind of friendship is that? That the slightest of problems, there's no need to try to work it out. You just done. It's like, man. All right, I just wanted to vent a little bit. Shalom.